Welcome to ShiftWatch. I'm your host, Starbuck. I'm still riding an energetic high that I picked up last week at the Rebels of Disclosure conference. It doesn't seem to be subsiding. It feels like we've reached a heightened awareness plateau that we can't go backwards from. In the next few days, I'll record the magic incident to share with you that happened during last Friday's shuttle ride back from the airport. But in the meantime, Lemurians are returning, and I know one of the reasons why. A series of people have been reaching out to me over the past few weeks. Not that this was the only aspect of themselves that they shared, but most were mainly curious about the Lemurian experiences. As the observer, I've been watching these reactions to our sessions. And there's a common thread I've witnessed that I now recognize, and it's so beautiful. I want to make sure others sense what's going on. Picture this as dimensional space beneath Mount Shasta, but in this room you've stepped into, it's a dimensional overlap where you walk right into the same halls of Amenti we understand as being beneath the Great Pyramid. During your initial reacclimation in this space, the records you see on all the shelves are blurry and they're behind a veil. But as you approach your section, your soul energy dissolves the veil covering the books. And when you reach out to touch one, every one of those records is immediately activated and it fires back into life on the shelf. When the individual's records are activated in these halls, they exchange energies with all the other records collectively who've also been reactivated. And now you can see them all clearly. Here's what I can report is happening at the same accelerated rate as these people are showing up around me. Each time a Lemurian steps up to reclaim his or her power, it contributes to the collective access to each individual's unique records of Lemurian culture, history, wisdom, and technologies. I see these bookshelves coming back online, and they are being activated quickly. Can you feel the elevating Lemurian collective energy? Because it's unmistakable. Elle from Hawaii is the latest Lemurian to show, and I've included a clip of our session heavily influenced by Lemurian energies. She has developed over the last 16 years in Hawaii a program called Quantum Soul Retrieval that helps reconstruct your fractals. Then we'll go on to how the solar system really moves on through space. I found two excellent illustrations of this phenomenon, and this is to share it with the rest of you because they're fascinating. I love to see these illustrations of the things we need to understand. The technology exists to record multidimensional events. Ring devices are perfectly capable of capturing dimensional activity, and so I've included some of those for your fun. And then I've been teasing for months now about this energy I suggested to have identified in the greater Sedona area. Like the other energetic areas I've found, I'm torn between telling everyone about what exists here and clamming up about them to protect the sacredness of what I've found. Well, the time to be cryptic and vague about WisdomSpiritRanch is over. Admittedly, there were many details the universe had to fill in to complete the picture and render the ranch fully operational from a metaphysical perspective. And so when I saw yesterday's release of this first acclimation video of the ranch that Tim and Julie produced, I knew the manifestation period was complete, and now on to the experiences.
So, these alignments and synchronicities, coincidences that aren't, just making sure I connected with Lowell and making sure I really took the message seriously that Shasta is calling me. So I've been there a few times before. I live in a place with amazing portals and vortex places and very high vibrational, spiritual, multidimensional portal, not by my own choice necessarily, but I've been given the task, the divine work of supporting light workers and healers and people on their spiritual path who have a connection with Lemuria. Since I came to Kauai 16 years ago, I've been very much in my own expression of my Lemurian experience. Yeah. So having numerous past life memories about Lemuria, learning all about it, hold space for people who are called here to reconnect with their Lemurian essence, memory, to receive the light codes, to have an expansion on a soul level. So that's been 15 years of my life here. And you mentioned there's something different this year. So I've been noticing more people showing up for that work.
Yeah, I got a couple of observations. First of all, I can't ignore the date that took place for you, because that's my son's birth date. So I don't know what that synchronicity happens to represent, but it got my attention. Before all that, we got to that, you were kind of describing your path back and the attraction to Lemuria. And when you started to talk about that, I now have this vision in my head of you're the last one that's shown up recently, who out of nowhere, you didn't know me from Adam, really, until shortly ago. And there have been similar stories. What I see in my mind is this access to this room. Let's say it's somewhere in Telos, just because it's holding Lemurian records. And when I look at the bookcases of everyone's Akashic records, they're like blurred. Every time somebody shows up, they all of a sudden access their Akashic records, the Lemurian portions of them, and now they sit on the shelf like, I can see them. I can see them. Not just I can see mine, I can see yours too. And so did the other person who just showed up. Now you can see hers and see how the Lemurian tribe is coming back together, and see where our now Akashic records of our Lemurian experiences are starting to overlap. Really, I recognized as one of my, not an obligation, not a responsibility, just kind of a side effect, that I get to see the regathering. And it's like I'm accounting for all the Lemurians that are looking for the rest of us.
My spiritual path has been eclectic, meaning I'm open to learning and experiencing anything that I'm drawn to and feels good to me. Yeah. And I've had a propensity toward more of the shamanic practices and shamanism from around the world. And I learned after coming here to Kauai and reconnecting with all the Lemurian story and wisdom, that the shamanic practices are actually carrying the wisdom from the fall of Lemuria. Clear to me also that I'm here on Kauai and I am supporting the island, this multidimensional portal, and I'm supporting the Lemurian, I call it soul family. Yeah, in their remembering and in their empowerment. How do I say? My own being resonates so much with that quality of the Lemurian light. Yeah. In the experience of integrating all aspects of the soul, it has never really been about identifying with any place or space. until I got to this energy, and it's like, oh, I love this. I'm very much Lemurian, right? Um,
This is Julie Valentine with Wisdom Spirit Ranch. We're going to talk a little bit today about the different energetic centers at the ranch. They're all super powerful and unique, and they are promising to even increase in the next few months. So it's very exciting. So we'll start with Ring of Fire. Ring of Fire was one of the first energy points that showed itself, and its design was a short walk path and a ring. We usually bring a shaman ourselves when we do a ceremony there, and it is a great place to start your whole event because it is designed, its intention is to help people move through some of the last junk they need to do in order to enter into the different entry points behind the Ring of Fire, the other ones that follow. And so it's also supported by, once this one was activated, is supported by Zion the Dragon, who sits to the right, and then the Archangels. We have the Angel Redemption, who sits to the left. They all showed up once this one was activated on the initial level. So there's a whole support team here for your team to help bring in the help they need to cleanse, to let go, to release. And it's all beautifully designed by Spirit, not ourselves, to hold that space for your team. From here, give your people 1 or 2 days, depending on how it aligns with your practices and your teaching. We go into Emerald Emergence. Emerald Emergence is super special. It holds original God source codes. It's from millions of years ago during the Lemurian times, and it's been just waiting for this time cycle, this timeline to come back so it can be again engaged and activated into its true potential. It is designed very uniquely. It has, first of all, 4 star families that support this particular energy point. They are the Sirians, Arcturians, Palladians, and the Andromedans. They are in a collaboration, and they also are working in harmony with the Lemurians. It is extremely powerful. It, in essence, is 48 meters wide, which we have factored down to fit in the space that we actually have to put it in. And it is there to bring your people in from the south node, basically leaving behind what has been this life, and they're heading towards the north node. In the process of getting there, they are walking counterclockwise when they enter this portal until they get to the center. The center is where the activations obviously happen. You can do whatever ceremony you're guided to do, practice teaching, and then what we've experienced when we've done events here is that whoever's the main receiver from the guardians of this beautiful portal will start being initiated on what the activations are for each individual in your group. And they come up one at a time and they receive what is in alignment for them. And everybody at this point is in full trust that they're aligned with their highest potential. The guardians are there. There's a tremendous amount of protection here, and it holds that space for your tribe and yourself, if you are the teacher holding the space, to bring in what they need at that time, what they can handle, what is their intention. Everything is in alignment with that soul. Nobody is here who shouldn't be here, and nobody is going to get burned out unless they have something going on in the streamline that hasn't been cleared yet. Once the activations are completed, you wrap up your ceremony, and then you go clockwise out of the center towards 4 rings, towards the north node, and you come out on the north side of this labyrinth circle. It's very unique and designed specifically for this portal. So I will cover the other ones going forward, more to tell, more to share, but I wanted to get these out for you guys because I think it's really important when you're looking at coming to Wisdom Spirit Ranch that you have an idea of how to structure your program around the support of this land and the beings here that are here to take you and your tribe to the next level. Till next time, bye for now.